Hey, what's up? Welcome. My name is Steven. We're just going to do a little chart work tonight, Saturday night. Pretty low energy, but I'm going to kind of push through it because I think you got to keep putting in the work so you can get to profitability. And the only way to do that is to continue to prepare and then hopefully execute the things that you put together in your process that bring you to profitability eventually, if you learn how to make them all work in a coherent way for you, knowing that you're going to lose all the time. Your losers are smaller than your winners. Hopefully your winners are at least a little bit more frequent than your losers. Continue to control size, position size, according to your bankroll, what you can afford to lose and sustain a long losing streak, which is going to come regardless of what your strategy is. You have the discipline and focus to, which I don't, by the way. This is the part I'm at. This is where I'm at. I feel like my strategy is good. I feel like I got a good idea on how to and when to enter, but I just size up far too large and take risks. And when you size up, you don't have any room if it goes against you. And a lot of times your entry isn't going to be like pinpoint, so it's going to go against you a little bit. There's no perfect entry, so you just got to do your best. So that's the whole focus of this. It's just to continue to get better. All right, so we're looking at ES here, and this is a 30-minute chart. Pretty bare bones. I do have something over here on the right. That's options levels. So first thing, I'm gonna kind of draw an area where I'm like, I don't want to be involved here. So that area, obviously I already have drawn, is gonna be see, we have this consolidation zone right here where it had some indecision, some buying and selling happened, and then it ripped up. And it came back down, tested it, broke through it, and started to move down. Right, so it was this zone that was important in both directions. So we're there again, right here. That's where the options volume has been traded. So we're at the very top of that. Now, I'm not an options expert, but that's the next layer I'm putting into the process. More levels, right? And factoring in options information into decisions. Before we had this battle and return to this value, the last place that we spent any time whatsoever buying and selling was kind of down here, maybe this range right here. It was more like right here though, and right here. So yeah, we just do this whole range right here. So that, I mean, maybe it returns there again. But this was just big tick energy. It just boom, right? And these are 30-minute candles, right? So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I don't know, 13, 60, 30-minute candles in a row. Insane. And then you can see that in the short term, we're in a trending upward, and we broke through this zone, which was trying to act as resistance, broke through it to a new level, ripped up, came back and tested that area. There were buyers there again, pushing the price back up. So now we're back in this zone, deciding whether we want to take all-time highs or maybe come back down to this level. I don't know, is there something over here? No, I don't think so. It's 30 days on 30 minutes. Let's do 60 days. It's going to take a minute to load. A lot of tick data. So the reason why I'm using tick data is because it's more accurate. And I want to add it on options levels. And ES is the symbol that you have to get that from. The one that comes from the CBOE ES. They might have others, but so we're pulling down data now. And then we'll start to play around a little bit. It's about done. A lot of times I think like, why do I do all this work? And then eventually you dumb it down to just pick a level to the upside, pick a level to the downside, figure out who's in control and which way to jump on the wave with them. Like if I had to really summarize it, that's probably it. Not necessarily being bullish or bearish, but you're just kind of trying to see where the extreme orders of support and resistance hold up or break. I mean, I think that's the trade location. Like, might be a trade location back up to disregard. All right, so we got 60 days of data. No levels up here. 60 days. This is all-time highs, by the way. Okay, so all-time highs. So we're evaluating this very small area right here. But look at the grand scheme of things. We had a range for a while, right? Guess we didn't ever break out of it, right? We never broke out of this range. We'll draw it in a minute, but we never broke out of this. From this low to this high, we never broke out until right here. Okay. And the candle could be this one. This is where we really broke out, right? But the truth to me is this is where we broke out of the range. Right here. So this is a stronger breakout. And you could see the force because it broke out of this 60-day range. Basically broke out of the previous all-time high. Just ripped up higher. So momentum is strong. Let's go 3 months by minute. It'll be faster to load. Just keep going back a little bit. Enjoy the silence and the pause. So much talking. The brain relax for a minute. Time to take a few breaths. Second wind. Right, same thing, 90 days. So that's the range. It's way up here. So a little bit farther. Shit, we broke out of that too. So that was the all-time high right here. We broke out of that like shotgun. 3 boom, 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 boom. That's insane, right? That's just absolutely insane. So does it have to come down? No. You could definitely keep going up. And this looks like a cup and handle kind of. I mean, I just learned that, but got this like cup and then comes down and it's a handle. See better here, sorry. So here's the handle. And here's the cup. And it usually from the bottom here to the top usually retraces between 30 and 70%. That was 30 and this is 70. So went here, here, here. Now I think it keeps going to likely retest the highs. Okay, so why wouldn't it? Then we come back down to likely test. This one, this one, this one, this one. Say at least come back to test. Top of this range right here. So without drawing anything, that's kind of what I see. We just broke out of a pretty big ass range to the upside. We made an all-time high. In the long term, I'm very interested in positions to the upside. Like maybe even right around where we're at now. Because considering where all these options levels are, if it breaks this, it's gone. Okay, back down to here. Likely. Or here. Or here. Alright, we ranged here before. Rip through it, maybe we come back to test this range. Right here. We get all the way down to here. That's the magic, is like we don't know which level. We don't have enough money to find out. All right, so next. We'll stay on the 30. I haven't looked at this on the 30, but let's add some indicators. So the first thing we're going to look at is, we already have the options profile over here. This is just where the levels are. Next thing we're going to add is something called important levels. I did that. All right, there's some important levels. So let's look at these here. Okay, important levels. Well, daily high seems to be resistance. Okay. And the daily value area high. And the point of control, which moved up. What's a daily point of control? Okay, shifted up from the previous day. So the level shifted up. Currently probably accumulating. And these zones are pretty much, what's that? How many points is this? What's this range? $120 points. Actually, if we go all the way down to here, right, that's, I mean, I think it's here. 120 points. You want to play this range until it breaks up or down. But to me, this is like, just looking at these daily levels right here. Clearly, this is the cuck zone, right? There's 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels here. 7 levels. And we start to get some separation. And we have another level. A little weaker. We have this huge level, super strong. All right, and maybe we retrace a little bit and take another leg up, retest. Pretty, buyers are in control. Rolled off, did make some ground, but had a hard time getting some momentum for a retest. We got to break through this zone first. All right, so that's with levels. Take the levels off. Look at options volume. Just another lens along with price action. All right. So this is showing you the volume and the distribution, a little more selling than buying volume. So a lot of absorption. Buyers are absorbing, and then here is options. There's a fight here, this zone. Now there's a fight here. And there was a fight at the beginning of consolidation as well. And it just stopped. So weird. It stopped and then price just did nothing. And then it started back up, ripped down. And right here it stopped. There was a gap. Not really. Yeah, this gap came back, filled it, and then continued up. It's okay. As far as I'm concerned, sellers are just getting absorbed. They're moving the price down, but then it's creeping back up. Obviously, we could be losing steam, right? And then make our way back down because there's a lot of room to clean up. So that's the case to the opposite side. Maybe not to all the way down here, but to maybe here, this zone. So nobody knows. So we'll get rid of those options levels. Option volume gets kind of annoying. Now we're going to look at expected moves. See what this setting was. Daily expected moves. Okay. It rebuilds the chart. I didn't do anything. Ugh. Okay, that's a downfall. It's a lot of data. It's very accurate. But you make a mistake, you gotta wait again. It's gotta go in and process all that information and then display it for you. My fault for not being more careful. Okay. Take a look at it now. This is the options expected move. Not sure if this is for Sunday night. I think most options are traded during New York session, so interesting to see how Globex responds to the option levels. All right, so this is expected moves, and what you can see is it calculated the expected move for all these zones. And I would assume that that lines up. We're going to check in a moment. There we go. All right, not exact levels. See, there's kind of a band. So let's see if it's even some. I'm not sure how this data point is calculated. Maybe, obviously, it could be just a thing. So, calculation. So this is 0-day expiration. Okay. That's what that is. All right, I changed it. So this is ones that expire in a day or less, which I think that's probably Monday. And I don't think we have any text. Let's see what these are. I assume it's exposure. Oh, you gotta be kidding. That's hilarious. So yeah, these levels, they're taking a lot of time to develop. So you got to be patient with the gamma levels. No other levels take this long to calculate. So obviously it's processing a lot of data. So you got to be careful on what you click on and what you want to see and what you don't want to see, because Jesus Christ, it takes a long time to load. Okay. So those are those lines. Is inside this original expected move. Maybe we still get to there. Bottom is holding. So I really am, for the short term, I'm leaning upside. This gap here needs to maybe be revisited, and it could reject down or rip through, invert it, and then go higher. Okay, so like I see all kinds of opportunities. I guess it's going to be a hard trading day come Sunday night or so Monday morning. All right, so we got those. Let's just add on heat map now. I'm going to add on the heat map. All right. We got a little more data right here. This kind of explains why these were previous options levels where price was expected to move to those levels. So that makes sense. So those, you kind of see where the levels are. And then we're gonna add some technical analysis. So before we do that though, where we were talking about this high right here, well, kind of looks like this zone is far more interesting. So on a move down, this seems more interesting. So we're going to extend higher, come back to retest this zone right here. It also aligns with some options levels here. So that's where we look for our move or target if we decide to try to get in, if we see some effort being successful. All right, so let's add on some trend lines. And some levels that I already marked out. Right now, this is obviously the one in question. And this is where most of the options volume is and where all these important references are, where we're bouncing back and forth between these two ranges. Kind of not interested here. If we see it break this range, come back, it retest it, that could be a little scalp up to the top. Now seeing these levels up here, this might be too early. Maybe we wait up here. Take it back down to this zone for a retest. That could be a opportunity as well. Even in the short term, just back to the previous options level of interest, maybe even down to here. Or just here. So something like that. And with the chart pattern, triangle, that we're right at the decision point. So lots of opportunities depending on which way. Right, I don't want to remove those levels because they take so long to draw. But we're gonna add in another indicator. It's gonna be big trades. Let's change some settings. We're on ES, so we're gonna go 500. Pretty sure it's the big trades. It's gonna be 90. Filter 500. Six. 14. Oh. Be fine. All right, so just another layer. If I spend 3 hours analyzing, I want to make at least $200 on the trade. Pay for my time. Got to be prepared. All right. $500 is too small for 30 minutes. So 1 minute, how about shit? That's not enough. Never done it for a 30-minute chart. 5,000? So no, 60 in a minute. $3,600. Can you imagine 3,600 contracts times $50? Those option levels are crazy. Probably do those last. Okay, let's see if there are any. Big trades 3,600. No. Okay. So it's not a thing. Was it ever a thing? It only goes back 10 days. We'll see where the options levels were though. A little memory intensive. Gap way down there. So 36 is not a good number. 3,600. Try 2,400. I'm still betting unlikely to see many. Okay. So we go 1,200. Keep splitting it. We'll go 1,800. Yeah, you gotta do the options levels last. The key. Save you a lot of time. So it'd almost be better to honestly do this. This is gonna be faster. Save so much time. Change this to 30 minutes. You can always add the options levels onto this chart after we do our technical analysis. And then we're gonna do too much noise, right? Too much noise. So it needs to be bigger. So 100. It's gonna build so much faster without the options levels. Okay, 100. Yes, there's a few. Still too noisy. Still too noisy. Go 150. Okay, better. Yeah, I like 150. Okay, so now we got our number. All right, so back to our analysis. I'm not gonna add any options levels yet, but what we essentially decided was to stop run, the price retrace back quick. Man, it continued up. I think it's gonna keep going up, yo. That's what I think. Okay, so based on my analysis, I'm leaning long. So we'll call it this range right here. Extend it. All right, and on this side, we hope maybe expect a retest. Or like there. Before a breakout. About there. Or return there. Sad. Heat map. I don't think I've ever used the big flows. Let's see what that is. Oh, I'm on the wrong symbol. No wonder that doesn't make sense. Yes. It's close though. Okay. We gotta change the number. 600. Still too noisy. That's about right. $600 is about right. Or 900. Let's go 1,000. Or 999. And no tax, yeah. Okay, so shit, 2K. Point 4K. Right. Well, this makes sense right here. So this. I mean, if we look up here, we broke through the options level, then ripped down once those levels were absorbed. We came down, ripped through these levels, come back to retest them. Just rejection. Back to it again, rejection, losing steam. Man, feels like here. Se- 70 7880-ish. 8888. What do I have on the other one? $78.84. $78.80. About the same. $78.80. So next level of interest for longs way down here. But we had levels down here. They're no longer here. Do they become levels again? Oh yeah. Coming back to retest. See what happens here. Really be honest. All of this is a no trade zone. short decision point could be right here. Could be right here. Be like here. Some buyers here. Get front ran. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Composite volume profile. It's level. A lot of sense. To this level. Shoot, we don't need it. Oh, that's not a line. That's why. Yeah, I don't think that's a level. think I am beat. That's kind of the plan. Look for a reaction on this level and a retest. Take this up to extension. Or play the retest of this line up to extension. I mean, but it's too complicated. And down below is if we don't hold it, we're looking to take a short down to here. So may wait for a little bit of a reaction and a retest and take it back down. So that's kind of the plan right now. Maybe both. Maybe it goes to both. Maybe we ping pong. Type, so I probably shouldn't be looking at charts. All right, so we saved our template. We've got our options levels. We've got our key levels of interest if we want to add levels. It's all the way up here. This is wrong. We put it's here. It's short. Right. That's a wrap, yo. I'm beat. All right, peace out, y'all.